Hello and welcome to a little bit of the internet that's called Mitchell and Webb talk about some sketches in a pretend room. And we're talking about some sketches they're also on the internet and you can watch first or
if you
afterwards.
Or after.
Yeah, the two we're talking about today are
Phones
and another sketch where some politicians discuss the impact on the climate of masturbation.
Yes. It's as simple as that.
And they both touch upon the environment, don't they?
They do touch upon the environment. I mean, in a way, and this is a very sad thing, that the environment feels like there's something that's happened. As we record this at the beginning of 2026, well, the spring of 2026, it feels like people are less. When I say people, I mean the zeitgeist.
Yeah,
it seems like people go on about worrying about the climate less than they used to.
It's as if the climate crisis has been solved, whereas in fact what has happened is just some wars have started.
And so our attention has gone over to the wars.
Yeah.
Whereas the climate is still deteriorating in the same way that it was, but now we've just decided not to talk about it anymore because it was, let's face it, completely intractable and very depressing. So, whereas if you focus on some wars, you can go, why don't you stop the war?
Yeah, because wars in general do stop.
It's not controversial to be against war. I don't think many people are pro-war, although some wars are necessary.
Yeah.
Some would say. I'm not a pacifist myself, although I do dislike war.
They're eye-catching, the wars.
Yes.
They're good to talk about. They're good for copy. They've got a narrative arc, whereas the climate, the planet gradually becoming uninhabitable.
Very gradually becoming uninhabitable is like less of a,
we can't really cope with that.
Our mammalian brains are just not wired for that. If you want to put wires in mammals, go ahead. But get their consent first.
There's a wire.
I'm wired.
I'm a mammal. I've got a wire. So that's fine, and they'll probably find a new antibiotic.
That'll be there forever now. I like to think that there are various technological improvements that are slightly mitigating the disaster. And thinking of my children who may be watching this, who I want to give some hope to. It might be okay.
It'll be fine
in the medium and long term.
It'll be fine in the end. But the thing is that they were coming up with lots of things, really good things, because of the pressure of panic.
Yeah.
And the format was, the scientists say it's already basically too late, but some improvements are happening that are really significant and would have been like miracles 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And I figured, maybe, there's going to be some real horrible things happen.
Yes.
But it might even out and there might be a future for humanity.
Well, I think the idea these days is more about adapting to the problems. And so, for example, don't build towns on a floodplain and don't build towns next to the deteriorating coastline.
Exactly.
And perhaps don't build towns where there are always earthquakes. Don't build towns next to where there are fires all the time. So obviously the places where you can build towns is not as much as before, but you can still have people.
And as politicians go more and more right-wing and offer easy, populist, blame-based solutions to this diminishingly prosperous group of people living in worse and worse circumstances, the politics also swings to the right. You have to adapt to that. You can't criticize the government anymore, so don't criticize the government. If you're one of the groups that the new right-wing government dislike, hide. This is all part of we just need to adapt.
We all
in a mature way,
live underground,
changing circumstances.
Burrow away from the climate disaster and away from the fascist government.
The hostility of our collapsing ecosystem and the hostility of the surrounding political climate.
And invest in some machine guns to keep people away from your stuff.
I think we definitely say click below for some great deals on machine guns. So the phone sketch addressed that.
Yes, it did. Yes,
and then in another sketch, which actually, it's an amusing light take on all this.
It is quite
unlike
a light
what we've done here, which is that the idea is that if everyone stopped masturbating, the climate catastrophe would be solved.
I'm going to shock you now, David.
Ooh.
I never really followed the logic of that sketch. What's masturbation got to do with the climate?
Nothing.
It doesn't work.
No. I mean, I think we should
It doesn't work.
make clear that stopping.
I mean, it was funny, but it didn't really make any sense.
Well, no. You could say the same about Groundhog Day. I mean, it's fun, but how come he wakes up and it's the same day?
But I don't mind that.
Whereas our sketch,
I do mind our sketch.
Well, that is an important distinction.
I should have probably mentioned this earlier in the process.
This is a sketch. This is a sketch that we put out there that Robert Webb minds.
I don't really believe it.
If you also mind that sketch, comment below, and
I think it's a funny sketch. I like it. I like that sketch. But I don't really understand. I don't really understand.
Do you know what?
I don't mind the sketch. I mind that I don't understand. Whereas I don't mind that I don't understand Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is a leap of faith. Magic happens. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
The commissioners wanted. They genuinely, the studio. They shot a scene that was explained.
They wanted a wise old woman.
Yeah. Which they then
doing the magic. Yeah.
That's what I've told.
Yeah. Whereas I mind that I've noticed that I don't understand. But there again, I don't mind enough to say, let's not make this sketch.
I don't think there's supposed to be a sort of logical feeling that the sort of unnecessary expulsion of semen is sort of affecting the ozone layer or something. I think it is just random. What could we do without? Because because
women wank as well, and I think that was
it
was even-handed in the sketch, so it's not just semen.
I was mainly thinking about men wanking, but then that's
fair dues. I mean, that's just you are who you are.
The thing I liked about the idea, though, because one of the things that I think that in our discussion of the climate crisis, which, as you say, has gone on to page 5 now, so it hardly matters, but it annoyed me that the people essentially saying, this is a real problem, we've got to do something about this, who were the people on whose side I am.
Yes.
It didn't seem to fully embrace how great all of the emission-causing things that they are trying to stop are.
Yeah.
And I think, and they often presented themselves, the environmentalists, as people who didn't mind not having a car or going on an aeroplane or all of the nice things. And I think they looked like people who the majority couldn't understand.
Yes.
And they were giving a message that was worse for the receivers of the message than for the givers of the message.
Yes.
And I think that was bad communication.
I agree.
And anyway, it's just wars now. So
it's just wars now. So it's a call to action.
Call to action.
Time for a call to action.
Please
it's my favourite bit.
Like and subscribe.
Make sure you're subscribed to see more content like this.
Yeah. Make sure of that.
Just make sure. Make sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.